But Steph, how are you doing? I am doing pretty well. I am in my car, of course, blew the bolt, and I'm out here making money in Claremont, or I'm trying anyway. You see that, folks? It's hard to see, but I want to dash, but I can't. I want to dash, but I can't. So the focus of my video today is about gig work, gig life, the gig economy that I am part of now. And I'm a big fan of it, honestly. And I'm constantly working on ideas to get better at it. And what I mean by better is a better use of my time, a better use of my car's energy, things like that. So I want to touch a little bit on gig videos, because if you're like me and Nomadic Hippie and some of our other friends, you watch a lot of YouTube videos to learn about how to do things, or how to do things better, or how other people are doing things. And so if you watch a lot of gig related videos, it can be misleading and frustrating, especially to someone new trying to get a foothold out here and trying to learn how to make money and feel like maybe they're going to be able to survive. And I want to talk a little bit about that, because I have been one of those people, and I still am sometimes, because this isn't a 9 to 5. You don't clock in and clock out and know that paycheck's coming. You got to make that paycheck come. So for those of you who are starting out in the gig life, or you've tried a little bit but you haven't really gotten a foothold in there, some of the things that I've seen in videos that are really common that make it hard is you see these taglines like $1,700 a week, you can do it with DoorDash only, $200 a day every single day, you know, and don't take anything that is a lowball offer, no tip, no trip. Don't go outside of the metro that you're in, because you might have to drive a long way to get back in. And all these different things that they tell us, some of it is helpful and some of it has some truth, but some of it's deceptive and misleading. And the reason I say that is because if you don't live in their metro and do the exact same things they do with the exact same stats as who they are and how long they've been on these platforms and how they've done their time on these platforms, you're not going to make what they make. You're going to make what you make, which could be better, could be worse. But one thing is, no matter what, no matter where you are, you have to figure out your area, or in my case, areas, because it's not just show up to work and get a paycheck. It's show up to where you're going to find your paycheck. So I've talked about it a lot before, and you guys know this. A good portion of my paycheck is attributed to my 2017 Chevy Bolt EV. Because I'm fully electric, I spend hardly any money whatsoever on generating energy to drive and pick up orders and deliver them. Whereas almost all of the rest of the world still is using gas. And that creates anxiety when you are picking up orders and driving either a far distance or for not very much money, or both. But what I've found out overall is that you've got to just keep at it. You've got to get the mindset that today I need to make $100, or this week I have to make $700, or today I have to make $200, or I want to take off next week 2 days, so I got to make $400. You got to make that decision first, because that's going to be your drive to stay out here and find money and find ways to do it. That can be hard because, of course, you know, I want $1 million by the end of the day. That, I'm not going to find that most likely. But you will find a reasonable amount of money that you can both live on and that you can earn by doing certain things out in this gig world. So there's my catering cart, and I primarily only use it for catering. Catering is a very big part of my gig economy. I have 2 catering bags. I have 3 DoorDash pizza bags. I have shopping bags. I have a Subway catering bag. I have a small DoorDash insulated bag. I have a drink carrier. And right now, I need all that stuff. when I do catering, if I can do 8 to 10 catering jobs a week, my week is going to be great because I can work DoorDash around that. I can work point pickup to do Walmart deliveries around that, between those orders, after those orders, and make money, make my minimum. My minimum is $100 a day. I always go home with a little more than 100 at the very least, but I would like to be at a minimum of 150 every day that I'm out here working. Sometimes it happens, for sure. I made $164 a couple days ago. I've made $200 in a day before. But it also depends. How much time are you willing to put into it? How far are you willing to drive? Are you going to be able to afford to drive that much? There's a lot of factors, right? And you gotta think of all of them when you're making these decisions. I've even done a few roadies, which is basically delivering stuff from usually Home Depot or Lowe's in the Wildwood area, to make money, because you know what? I want that money. I want the money. I want it as fast as possible. I want it with this quickest return, just like you do, like everyone does. And that's why you have to go out there and get those other apps. You have to try them. You have to see, like, maybe it doesn't sound like fun to deliver Walmart groceries, but is it worth it? Is it worth it to me for the way I like to work? Is it worth it to just fill in a gap in my day that gets me from this part of my morning, this part of my afternoon, a chunk of money to fill in some of those blanks? And that's how you have to think in the gig world sometimes, because it's not a given. Also, I move all the time, so I don't work in the same area all the time, and my work takes me into other areas, which is exciting and fun, by the way. And sometimes scary. But on the most part, it's just interesting and fun. It's nice to see people's landscaping and nice animals and things. You see a lot of fun stuff out here while you're driving around. I try to share that on my Facebook and Instagram. Pictures of pretty things I see while I'm out here, fun things, interesting things. I get to see gators a lot. That's fun and interesting. So what I'm saying is, you've got to find your groove, and the way you're going to find your groove is by diving into this junk hard. It's not, I'm going to try on the Friday evening for 2 hours. You're never going to get a feel for it. You're never going to learn what you need to do or how to do what you can do to survive on it. Unless that's all you want is, you know, a part-time gig, then that's totally cool. Do you. Honestly though, this video is to help people that I think need to know when they're getting started that it isn't easy money. Not all areas are the same. I can say that I can definitely make $100 a day if I try, and I could probably make $200 a day if I really, really try and really stay out and work early and work late and work all the key times, do everything aligns just right for me. I could probably make $200 a day that I'm out. But that's a struggle sometimes, and I don't want it all to be a struggle. I want to enjoy my life as well. I want to be able to go home and go to bed and watch TV for an hour or something. I want to be able to go to the pool. I want to be able to do things also. So that is why you have to learn how to work your smartest in your area so that you can have the most of your time. Because the reason why you want to quit that job is because that job controls your life and all your time. They tell you when, how, where, and what you're going to wear while you're there. And the reason you want to quit that is so that you can do this, which means you got to figure it out. The only way you're going to do that is by working it and working it hard for many days in a row. And then you'll know. Now, I said all that, but to also say, I've seen people make money really fast and easy. I've seen Nomadic Hippie come home for a couple of hours and make some really dramatically good money with some of the apps that I don't quite have availability with yet. But it's not always going to be that way. It's not, the economy is changing. We're going to have all these student loan people that are having to repay student loans all of a sudden. People are going to start needing to make more money. Companies are laying people off. Just, you guys know, you live in the same world I do. You know that you have to be ready for change. And in the gig economy, it's coming. Maybe every single day that you work. But that's what makes it fun, and that's what makes it interesting, and that's what makes you have to keep trying to get that next thing that's going to make you even better at making money and helping you grow your personal self as a business. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I am far from being an expert. Like I said, my minimum is $100 a day. That is not expert money. But this is what I know. You have to put in the work in order to see what you can do and how you can do it. And sometimes it means you got to drive somewhere else. Sometimes it means you got to drive somewhere else every day and it takes you 2 hours. And sometimes you get a DoorDash and you have to end a video. So I guess that's what's happening now, you guys. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for being my friends. I appreciate you. I hope you found this interesting. I know a lot of my viewers are not gig workers. They don't care. You might not even work at all. But I hope you still found it interesting, because this life is interesting to me. It's interesting, fun, and challenging, but in a good way. It makes me happy, and I hope you're happy too. Thank you.